ejwa de nyina achi mama kwa ba ye kase edi kan na atwi mu no ye de ba besum ensem bebre na wotwe ni mu etwagu ya yaboabo no sa kan kese de ba besum KFM TV eso ye da se bebre se fidie no da he ya ansa na no ye nda aboafo asesan se de bi omo ne boye chi do mamutimi nye ensem ni mu enchemu KFM Musical Center bia ye to instruments omo dia ba edwaman so ebo anyum to fo nyina amomonyo to no ayeboko na ye nikan efede amomo no womo de sa instruments na ba edwaman so a eno eba beboa yi pa opo mecha akwan de ankramantem ha womo wa Accra Zongole no wasantimantem so akwadum womo ne Sambra Hotel no ebo enimhwe instruments ni wan kade bia no behwe no etimi ama obi ye free ho na de otoso no eye talent microfinance eno so ye sikasem ho asem eno mo de abo mo se beje besiansi ho keto ebi da ho ekoye adwuma fa so bebre beba so ama no etimi atete atwa wi a de bebe echi no aba be ye odwetira de bebo brama bibia na koye etimi de ama my Ghana ha de omo krabato no matra peti mo mo bo adwuma de ben wo no kwa sikasem hihye bia no behwe aye ni etimi de ama de otoso obiem no eye dadaba take up eno so ye phone se ne ho akade a wo hia bia ebebo akita wodi ho nsem no so de aba adwaman so a wode ba bebo aga na ni di hie bia wodi ane so bebo na akopie mu kaneshi sanse ho ne twa kwan no duru kaneshi a bia ya amrante ne Paitakwa station ne hyen no dadaba take up o ha wo bo adwuma dendende anya asem keto akra nyumekomi ensen ne na nope omobo machi do mamde nsem ahodo na ba besomo ewo KFM TV eso nsem ne do so nani ani no ebi eni ne ebekọ eye the National Democratic Congress NDC amenyuko no wono makache na owura fiavi court wa ba bekasa ne nsem na ye kokọbọ a wode ma eya lawyer form wo NDC amenyuko nim so munyo medwuma yi na de be se mo ye katasum mu aso ne de enya de se betimi abo akra sanso ne ebekọ nsem foforo mu ewo the New Patriotic Party NPP amenyuko no wono matena me no ka say de sisi a obi akwa akohu ndie mani akande ahodo afimpi mienu ne aduonu nan wo mode bontoa wo sa kwan ne so aye to na jeje mu a eno warehouse bi obi akwa akohu a ho nsem so na no pe obetie wo kase no emu ye bekọ edwedie emu me no ka say na edwedie ade say multi choice for eni mpanyifo akonti ase apamanik na no mo ba behwe enu se buon tutuma eda DSTV ni Go TV so no wombete so abafo magana di shiwie bia no ekomu betimi adwono na eni gidi ensem nso no Femi Otidola ono so de eye futu akwa ama ne basanse na owade na oche se bibie mu no be ma eni tire nti eni die ne ebu ese fata no wo ba no bomode so betimi edi ama ne nchemu ohe no so beti wokase no emu nsema foforo bi no meka we hu a ne nyina ne nchemu nyama ne bo no mede eba besumo KFM TV eso okay, kind for an anope Afia Fosuah Oduahoma Sresrebidi from Afia. Yenda ye hombra ne sha sisi ama. Samu akwa ba brene wadaji ai brene abra no de mai o KFM TV na nsema hodo na edi mu nchemu no ebra no yesi yesom ne da siye pa yen hyen na se na no pay emfa emaudi ani e call the National Democratic Congress NDC amenyuko no wonom akache sanse ye memende ye twemu ya enomodi omo faith annual lawyers conference no hye so a na enya asem keso akra ye mpanyifo bebre omodom NDC amenyuko no kopie mu a eni omo to adwen ne niema hodo ebeboa ma ya temu ahonsem oman Ghana ne atentere ne mapa no ebetimi akoso ho e na chochofo panyi de NDC amenyuko no nyafo fifia bi court gina anamon so okasa ya wode nsem bebre na ekwa ma lawyer for say ya wo mo nhwe no mu ndi nsem ne sanso bu wo ho a oyemobroni woni bi wo ne ho nenso asem na emfa ne ho na woni sika odi betwa ni ntina de bia ye budi egu ne so nti omo ma atentere ne mapa nkoso na ekobasa atemu ahonsem no ekoba bibia ebetimi akoe no bia so betimi ahenhan ne sembinum ekawe ho a onmanya for fifia bikote wode eka ho yento aso e woni nsem ne muma.
The poor and vulnerable in court, we give life to Article 17's promise of equality. When we hold government accountable for misuse of public resources, we honor Article 35(8) of the Constitution, which enjoins the state to prevent corruption and the abuse of power. When we protect workers against abuse, farmers, market women, and the marginalized, we affirm the NDC social democratic heritage that governance must be people-centered and justice-driven. As SOA JSC stated in 2004 and Attorney General 1980 Ghana Law Report 637, our Constitution is a living document intended to meet the needs of our society. That living spirit is social justice, and it is our duty to nurture the spirit and sustain it. The NDC, since its inception, has positioned itself as a custodian of these values: free compulsory basic education, the expansion of health facilities, rural electrification, workers' rights, and social protection schemes are all testaments to this tradition, despite the noise that is always being made by our opponents to the effect that we have nothing to show when it comes to social protection. But a lawyer's role in politics must be principled. When we engage in political advocacy, it must not be for the sake of power, but for advancing fairness, inclusion, and accountability. The bar cannot be neutral in the face of inequality. And of course, as NDC lawyers, as social democrats, we cannot and should not tolerate inequality. We must stand where justice demands. Comrades, the NDC lawyer must be, first of all, an advocate of equity, using law to dismantle systemic barriers that perpetuate poverty and exclusion. A defender of constitutionalism, ensuring that our democracy serves the people, not just the elite. And of course, constitutionalism limits the power of government so that rights may be expanded. The NDC lawyer must also be a voice for the voiceless, making legal aid, pro bono services, and community advocacy a living part of our professional.
Ejumedie na CIA National Chairman Edema the National Democratic Congress NDC amenu ko no munyafo Johnson esi edunketi anso kopie mu a wo kasa na nsem ni nyina no de moni yonsem okwa ma lawyers ahodo mo NDC amenu ko ni mo boaye e ma fimpimienu ne aduonu na abato ne timi kon kan na bibia course ya eni o maba be kita etumi mu o mo hwa mo man Ghana chechire na timi akone ni mo san so di tudwa wo chem so mo hwe na mo boa ma bibia ankoe na reset agenda His Excellency John Dramani Mahama de ato na koma pono so obeboa asese o man ni mu ama bibia etimi akoyi eni egina ya na mo so no bibia ewie mu di nchemu ne nsem ono so de mai eni.
You study the laws and offer suggestions as to how the laws ought to be improved in a changing environment. By so doing, whether you are employed in the state institution or not, you can contribute towards the government's reset agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, you call yourself learned friends. Okay, my friends who are learned. I am not learned. So, with these few comments, I'd like to urge you on. I'd like to encourage you to go into uncharted territories, go boldly, and walk chest out that you are proud members of the National Democratic Congress. And when the history comes to be written, your names will be there as a group that contributed in reshaping the image of the National Democratic Congress as a party of choice for young, old, intellectuals.
Ewusi akasewi epe na onumunya for fi avi court ya onu ye chocho for penyin de ma the National Democratic Congress NDC amenu ko no so kasa ya wode kokobo kwa ma lawyer fo nyina so momo mani da ho pasan so menya ne ntiye enwu bi se bi no mo ho a san so mu osika na eni o maye bone ne niema bi ensem fata no mo ye katasumu mu aso ne koba sa paade a wo bia ye be chi aye lawyer ni a o so sa sebiu nsemfo ne so no enya de esi ebe hwe oye kra emra no ene ubedi sene ese na efata.
must be done well. And to be done well means it has to be thoroughly done, proper due diligence. The job must be properly done. And you are the lawyers, so you should know. If you say righteousness and justice should be the foundation, it must be. So you cannot in one breath be making proclamations that are condemning those who are on the other side, while you yourself are part of the system that wants to subvert the same laws and the same constitution, the same rights things from being done. So you should be the first point of making sure things are done properly. That's the only way you can establish a society that will be truly great and strong. My first point. My second point is this. And Attorney General, I'm sure the pressure is mounting. We at the level of the party are picking the signals. And the signals we are picking is this. That many among us, in spite of the further pleas and the pressure coming from the public that the things have to be done properly, punishment must be exacted, and things have to be done, some among us are busy trying to cut deals with people who are supposed to be prosecuted. Some among us are trying to cut deals. Some are becoming conduits through whom pressure is being brought to bear on people who are supposed to do what is right. I'm not mentioning names. A time may come where we may have to. A word to the wise. Some know themselves, those who are. We are hearing your names. Think again. Because this victory was achieved largely because the people of Ghana wanted the right things done. Not for deals to be cut. For them to say, okay, now that we are on the other side, we cut deals so that.
And friend is your menu kono, one matana yen call NPP a menu kono, one so a catching and send Brinane Trego. Nina say former Deputy CEO Maslock, Edema Maslock, a bidum be a quabna asamwa, and Okopie Mu Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Michigan University, Noah Santimante Mueho, and on name Melbourne Mu NPP a menu kono Mundi in Como, and Odia Futu Momusenke Bea. The year tribalism a best sebi we are Igbeni we and Fantini we are Santini we are Dani any one chrono but we sebi Muslimi near yem boamo mine non church and people are menu coning to me conning yen fanning nan to chance yen and a nipa back we a kind who boma in a beboa. I must send a year she and Musabotaya a bedruno Bibiano etini a remudin chemunin to a sonia foot or the mame bruno any.
The responsibility of the district administrations in terms of sanitation. When my government came, we had a situation where
Ebusamo fanche yenya sanfo nyine no enya fanto amoso mo fanche ye pa na yen free honi ento aso consent fofromo entimi fa maudia ye bra ba election e koso akwatia ne importem wepo ye mantem na wotwetwe mu no ene na enya asem ketwa krasa ansa atwede bo ene asotro bi twetwegu ya enumu nchemu no kraye de ebesomo na enumu ena chief azoka ono ye first vice chairman edima the National Democratic Congress ndc amenu kono wode kokobo ne training na akoma munyafo Alexander Afenyomakin sanso kopie mo party office ba kwa eno ewo hwa ne posters ahodo no wotiti free hwa wo chese nkobeto no hopa wote asenso by election be ko so ne sansem no kan ne die bebina na chese nkebe ya postifo mbe so ne page na on be chire mu ewo sa ansem o kan sanse ni party ase a ye nto ne so by election wu a na sebiu ye to by election ewo so nti wote ase na by election be ko so ewo futu ne important mu dia na ewo sa postifo so ne mu na hwehwemu mapa etimi ko so ne dio panyi a ono ye chief azoka ono so aba montin odi anu ya be chem se onmunyafo Alexander Afenyomakin ono so bo eye police ni bi sotra anko baabi ana ono de obeka ansem se dia mo che sese biu emra ne be fa no ne ni ndi ni chemu ne to aso won ansem ni mo eni
minority leader you know the law and he slapped a security officer on duty. They didn't invite him. Civilians slap each other. and we are inviting the person. It's nonsense. It doesn't make sense. Okay. Thank you.
Ebusiaye nto aso was ansem ni mu enfama dia ye by election no course so akwetia no sabre no no nyamfo NS yakumi ona na emra hyebedwani ma de hya wono mo akwetia ene ne mpotemu kosi se ba mo wo befa na by election no course so na enu mu na mpanyifo bi ma ba mo nti no mo kire se bra na NS yakumi ti ase no ye amani okuno mo yi omani ma no niema ni nhihye a wo se no mo de egu akwemu ma no wo ma anya amfa ma no ai na weti na nanu monsie do ma ba montiri mu anko mo ba behwe sempanyifo be san so ehu ne mobo na ade hye bi ne kokromoti achom nti omo de bra na panyine ti ase de na ese fata no wo ma anya ama Ernest yakumi emunsem
He had been told the number of hotels that have been allocated for the MPP, that he as a national officer was supposed to occupy one. But to his surprise, Senator, to his surprise, these are young girls you have in this country. They must be very, very careful. These hotels have been occupied by young girls who were pretending to be national officers. Who took these girls to these hotels? You tell your wives in Accra that you are going to a by-election. Not knowing people were doing by-election in hotels. You were delivering the message of hope in hotels. So Chairman Buga was so furious. Say, how can me, a second vice chair, you give me only 10,000 cedis to go and do operations with it? So finally he had to corner himself in the living room of the candidate together with the national coordinator on a small mattress, student mattress, and then, can you see how huge Buga is? See, I couldn't sleep. I did a video. I rock off my head. What is happening? What is happening? You see, now you are coming home. You will learn it the hard way. Messaging was wrong. Whereas the other candidate, Bennett Bediako, was talking about how to improve the lives of the team youth who were unemployed. The NPP was doing emotional business. Kumi is gone. He is dead. The NDC killed him, and so you must replace Kumi with another president. But what actually surprised me was that the vice president, the former vice president himself, also went on that tangent. I thought that was below the belt. That because Kumi was taken to court, that was how come he died. If his argument is anything to go by, Senator, they were they intending to kill John Mahama in 2012 when they took him to court. I believe that as a civilized nation, when someone does something and you do agree, the best place or the best remedy is to go to court. It's a civilized way. Now, if we're looking at those that brought a lot of pain and pressure onto Kumi, it's the NPP party and the leadership in parliament. So I remember that fateful night, that midnight when they were swearing in new members of parliament. What transpired in the chamber?
Ebusianti penyo okasa asisie Solomon Owusu no ye senior communicator edema movement for change. Na nsem ana wo ka ni nyina no o che se by election ekoso no na MPP ameni okwo ni mpanyifo ni bi ene young girls bi hihye hotel a eno wo akwatia ne bia ya hodo bi ma ebenben na sansemi ebaaye no eye chocho for penyi de ma the new patriotic party MPP ameni okwo no Justice Kodua Frimpong wono so aba bekasa Nisema walking in and said the encofo binumo can or montres or the young girls coshishe baby near the nina. One more a jay aquatia by election, it too baby and trouble quine so many me and send ye sefata and I'm so many chokes aquamono. Watch a sada braca, no crabia in.
So, you are Belfie. Omunina said, you are Robert Fee and Anienda.
So you are putting it on record, say NPP as a party, man, hang hotel. Because we are being told, say, or national chairman, acting national chairman, enya baby anna, or third vice, enya baby anna, or national coordinator, enya baby anna, and it's not guests, editor, hotel rooms, or national executives, enya baby anna.
And a casual.
Oh, tape na ekora no ntie. O third national vice chairman Maswood Chairman Buga was granted interview original, and he saying say more kono you went into the election without any strategy, nobody prepared. One I'm sorry no so by obedu ye no unya baby na ti hwa be 12 ene ye ka kire ni say omra ye kopepa dan bi mu ene ye man
Egusu ejina MPP ameni okro no wono mensem ni mu na me no ka say na bie ma me bia kwa akohu ento abokwan so ya akade a afimpi mienu ne aduonu na omode bo ntoa saa bre no de MPP ameni okro ne warehouse kese bi e wo ho yakoja ne nyina egu ho emu eche emu t-shirt ne ho nkro no benyina no yakwa akwaje egu ho ma me yakwa akohu a ehu mfonyine ye de to aso kase enu sei e de ama
shade t-shirt mo shade all this one Baumia a t-shirt and the campaign thousands of them yet the Abeku warehouse with the CA Amayantini and Yampanya campaign now we're better than what we need about share books full of Moshade now better than what we need about without this. So who was responsible for this? Who was actually responsible for this work? Our dear baby warehouse a dear Guhonom, young Fanya campaign. And I'm not one to go in Yaba. And my idea, Munya serious, MPP, and Papa Yakan. Munya serious. What I say, Munya serious, Casadi.
I was a friend MPP ameni okro wono munsem we na mento aso wonsem fofromu entimi fama send a bar stop boy so mejumaye aso His Excellency John Dramani Mahamani nintene wakoye omadoya eya akande ebeboa mo metimi atiti kromu edi kromu ni aprapra ama efin ni monchi monka nyino meyi mu nyina no wakwa akode asa akade ni nyina no etimi akwakwabo mo emu praye emu aso emu sikan ni nyino mo de bedodo eyi gatem ni ho nkro no be nyina no se omu nsume
Today to recognize selfless, community-spirited young people who for several years, using their own resources, their energy and strength, continue to volunteer to keep our city clean. My attention was drawn to them, as I said, last year, and that was because they were appealing for a tricycle to be able to cut away the garbage when they have removed it. Tricycle is aboboya for those of you who don't know the tricycle. I donated a tricycle to them. And since then, I've been seeing the good work they do. They take a long stretch, they remove the pavement slabs, and they go into the gutter and scoop the gutter. And by the time they finish, you see water is flowing through the drain. So today we decided to honor them and make a presentation to them so that it can facilitate their work. And so I got the Chief of Staff and the Ministry of Local Government to put their heads together. And they have these items that are arranged over there. They have 200 wheelbarrows. They have 300 shovels. They have 300 brooms. That is the local broom, prior, and then the one with a stick, standing broom. There are 300 of those. Then they have 300 hand gloves. You know, when you're doing sanitation, you have to wear gloves in order not to carry infection. Then they have brushes, they call them standing brushes. And there are 280 of those. Then there are what they call short brush. I'm not exactly sure what that is. But there are 20 of those. And then they have 300 buckets, plastic buckets, 300 of them. And so we're going to present it to them this morning in recognition of their work, the work they do, and also to facilitate and make it easier for them to continue doing what they do. If other volunteer groups come up, we'll recognize them the same way
Usajumedi na sia ena Bastor Boys so mu penya wadano hene ba kojo safo woje sa kandie eni ayeye fefefe di aga na man penya ya mo mu no si wo masomu na edwuma a wehu se omo ye no so beba beto aso pepepe no ma ye ni yie ama bibia no etimi akwenti sa ye dia penyi aya mo mu no omo som ye pa o meni so aso.
Where we wanted a mini excavator to be able to do a lot of the silting. And fast forward today, I'm so grateful personally because at the end of the day, it started with me and everybody here also saw the need to join. We are so grateful. Let me also remind you, Mr. President, there are already existing 12 young volunteer groups doing same as we do. The likes of Keep Kumasi Cleaner in Kumasi, the Brotherhood is in Koklobite, the Dangbe youth are somewhere, was the name Choco. Say, we are so grateful, and because of your kind support, many of the youth are seeing the need to be involved in this. Say, I am particularly passionate about this journey because I do understand that the foundation of life is the environment. And once the environment starts going bad, it simply means that we are going to have more people walking to the hospitals. And no matter what, we cannot guarantee there's 100 people falling sick in a day. So we are so grateful, and we say with this, we are going to push it much harder to reiterate and to state that indeed Ghana is the gateway to Africa, and we must start to ensure that we have cleaner space everywhere. Finally, sir, before I conclude, I also want to remind you that as a student of history, I know that as far back 1996, Rwanda was fighting genocide. Say, today they are the cleanest city in Africa. It saddens my heart because I know Ghana hasn't gone to any war, meaning that we can do much better. But we need to say, deliberately involve young people in the campaign of environmental sustainability. Yeah. I remember an advert that talks about I still remember these ads after 30 years. All I'm trying to say is that infographics are very powerful too. And we need to deliberately put them on our media spaces in order to change the mindset of the collective. Thank you, sir.
Hineba kojo safo eno no ne da Bastor Boys nanu nyina omoboa ma honidi hu nsem koyi ewo ya kwan ne akwante pon ahodo no eso yemfiri sansem ni mu na yeguso agina honidi ensem mu sanse ya ade a edaga na mampeni na komapono so ye pasisi odi aba semensini ahodo ebetimi aboa ma omu mpotemu ene biaye omo netimi edini no ekọ nanimu ne wa chede sonko a samensini no yetimi ede ema wo imu nhemu ne nto aso wo sansem ni mu eni.
But they won't abdicate the responsibility of the district administrations in terms of sanitation. When my government came, we had a situation where more than 50% of the district assembly's common fund was being spent here in Accra at the district assembly common fund administrator's office. And so sufficient money was not going to the districts to be able to carry out their obligations. Now, MMDCs, you have no excuse. I directed that 80% of money due to the District Assembly's Common Fund must go directly to the MMDCs. And so you can't tell me you have an excuse of lack of resources. You have the resources. And if you remember when we were inaugurating you, I told the local government minister to tell you that one of your key performance indicators is the cleanliness of your district. It is your #1 KPI. And so when we come to assess and evaluate your performance, we're going to look at how you handle sanitation as one of the key performance indicators. I'll hold the DCs responsible for your districts, but it will not only be for sanctions and punishment, it will also be for encouragement. I've asked the minister to put in a system of awards for the cleanest districts. And the cleanest districts will get very handsome awards. And so he's going to put it together and bring a report to cabinet, will approve it, and every year we'll make provision.
Ghana for binu matiesi akra montirimu a omosem omo kanyina no omo chese wono mo free on my foforo so titiri oni alata my mo ye Nigerians no Liberia ni nkura hodo bi no etwitwa ehu ahia illegally chese oman famra kwan so ababe piem wo man Ghana ha na ebe ya kien se omo nyina sanfa ngogu bebi omo free by say sankofo e ka ho bi e na niema binu man ensem fata binum ekoso wo man Ghana ha ehu behia yi se to etimitwa
in your country. Nigerians and other nationalities. If you are here illegally, you must leave Ghana. You must leave Ghana. Ghana is not safe. We will deal with you people in our own ways.
Penny Kofai by our no Eda All People's Congress, ano Eyun Munyanfo Hassan Ayarega. Now the Kokobone Kwama Nigeria this year more my munina say. Omusho munye binma wonom eye titu ene sene omugu nse guye nsa ase ehwo no enya de ese etimi koye ne twaye nsema foforo binum kan we hu a Munyanfo Hassan Ayarega editu yase.
Stop pouring libation on our side. Stop it immediately. You are not a Ghanaian.
Yeah.
And also, I'm told you say you want to do Yam Festival. Yeah. With all due respect to you and to the Igbos, cancel that Yam Festival. There is nothing called Yam Festival in Ghana. You don't farm yam in Ghana.
Yes.
You don't have yam in Ghana. Yeah. Go back to Nigeria and do your yam festival. Not even in your house that you live can you hold any festival.
Hassan Ayarega ne nsemi so e na yen dan ye ba ye to aso we dwedi nsemu e de ama. Twaso edwedi ensemu fa mawa na enche bia na Munyanfo Samuel na T George a ono hwe ya be fokwan so ne se ne ebe danda ne emani ama bibi etimewie mude no wode nsem bi ba montina na ode kwa ama multi choice for senkebe ya Go TV ni DSTV bo se ne ehwiri akosra ma de hye bi ntimi ntwia emfremfiri ho ne nkebe ya embra from sansa odan na chi na obu nkompo nkohwe ye bibra ma bi no metwa ye ho ehye omo so di Go TV ni DSTV di omo dada adwuma wonombo no ewo fom tinkebe ya womonhwe na Ghana de hye de na ewo soro no womontimbra fom na bibia no entimi enkoye no omo a eko nanima so na nya de se mpanyifo ebe bibia fa sebio na ayeso mabubu nu ego maso mo nye so mbete bo ne so nti omo kosi September bosom ne de tosu ensia se omo anhwe no ma anya ni nyina amfa free ho omo dwumedie ni omo hyehye ya hodo a omo di wo man Ghana ha bia aya no yetumi nkrata license omudidi dwuma ne yebeji de from nsema ne wo man Ghana ha DSTV ni Go TV ni kra wonye bi mpo ne wahwe anamso amomo so etimi abebu agisika kesia no etimi de free wo nsemo na enedua me no kase de multi choice for so a kontiasia pamani na no mo ne National Communication Authority eba be kon nakra na no matena se ato adwe no mehu ebu omo de yi free so ebetimi aboa sanso mehu se sesia no se ne Samuel na T George ye nani abre so ma anhwe enyi bo ne so a ebetimi aha adwen ye pan so mo ba betena se na chese sisi ame no ka say the prices no is under review omugu so eye nhwehwemu ahwe bebi omo de tro ene bebi omo de hye betimi aboa amaga na ne di hye bia no nko mu betimi adwo no nti sansem ne ni di ekira de bekwa akowie mu bia no ye de beto akase ne so ede amamo ye mfiri hwe na ye nkoso nto aso wedwedi nsemu fa maudi a eye dwedi form omo wo enkraimantem ha no mo chese ne wo ba wo mo pia eye trog ne ho nkro no ba no eni omo ha adwen wo market ni mu anya asem ketro akra na eni obehwe aniema si ha na obi de trog no abedwiri ni nyina no na ode egu baabi enhye ni munyam sem fatakre no ho eno omo de afuturo eni sem bebre na ekwa magana mampanyi senkebe ya wo mo so license omo so de media omo dwuma e wo market o san se ekoma ye so bia sorry ya no afa trog bi na opia na ode se senkofo ne ma e ma traffic nso ekoso pa ye e wo market o mu nchemu ne nto aso no eni Yenda Senayentu aso wie bibia we nigidie mu emfa maudia. Ye ko Nigeria na sa alataman ni mu a Femi Otidola or ye businessman ni dwumedi ahodo a wodie no ekọ nanim pa ene dwedie hu nsem die obone homodin pa wo sa kwan ne so na wotwe mu no no ankasa ne ba ene ne ho kani a wenya no mokeka omontuma bo ma chesa ware kwan so no wo mesi sa akwanto ne numu ene ogina simpie ni apaso die futu bebre na ekwa ma ne ba ne se be ya won fe ni die ni ebu a esefata enfa ma ne kunu san se bibie mu ni kunu ni niti nti bibie ekọ be nyina na kafu ahia ebehia ni kunu nti won fe ni die a ese yi pa enfa ema ne mu futu ni nto aso yenfa mo.
All the best in your future endeavors. You found a great guy, very great guy, blessed guy. He's come from a very decent family. One thing I'll advise you to me is you have to succumb to the whims and caprices of your husband. Okay? He's your husband, he's your boss. There's no more dad, you don't call me up. So, one thing I like about both of you and I've observed is you're truly in love with each other. Truly, truly in love with each other. Timmy is an entrepreneur. Tosi is an entrepreneur. So you match each other. This is made in heaven. For Tosi, you're going to go places. I've seen the entrepreneurial skill in you. When we were much younger, we think we used to hustle, but not like your generation. We are hustlers, real hustlers. And it's always paid off. Continue to love Timmy. When you have issues, problems, just keep it within yourself. Never call any friend, I have this problem. Just keep it within your walls. And God will bless you and bless your marriage. I thank you all, and I wish you safe travels back to where various places you've come from. God bless you all. I love you all. Thank you.
Yejina semi so ene anopa nsem ahodo eboabo no se akan kase ebesumo KFM TV no yemfa ni nyina no embre wiye ansa ne ebekọ no yemfa aseda ma KFM Musical Center Talent Microfinance na afi dadaba take up so mo ebo ye chido me de nsem ahodo no etimi ebrem ye kwedie koso ama efidi no enda ha sanse nche bia no eno Kofi Adadevo or the sports report no ebebrem ena no pemi ameje brani adaje bekin kan nsem ahodo no ma wo no Afia Fosuah Oduahoma Sresrebidi from Afia Madasi Amaumu Enishweniti.